What are you doing, Disney? Why are you doing this to Star Wars? What's up, guys? Coming in, want to talk to you about my thoughts about Disney Star Wars. So, if you're new to the channel, you've probably never heard me say that I don't like the Disney Star Wars. Um, don't leave yet. I enjoyed Rogue One. Rogue One is probably my fourth favorite Star Wars movie, and Solo was my fifth favorite. But I hated The Last Jedi, and I just don't care for The Force Awakens. They're just, I don't think they're good. Um, and really, it's because I'm an EU guy. I love the extended universe. That's what I grew up on. I remember playing uh, Dark Forces 2 on the computer back in the day of dial-up, and you know, with Kyle Katarn and him becoming a Jedi, it was awesome. You get to see his dad pass on his old lightsaber to his son. Beautiful, beautiful. And then you get Jedi Outcast when that came out. It was super excited. It was lit. And man, just to see him having left the Jedi Order, but then coming back, and then you have Academy where he's teaching the next generation of Jedi with Luke Skywalker. Amazing, amazing. But I also play you know, a lot of my favorite characters are in the extended universe. Uh, I like Ahsoka, extended universe. I like Kyle Katarn. I like Revan. Man, Knights of the Old Republic is probably in my opinion, in my biased opinion, the best game that's ever been made. I love the Knights of the Old Republic. It was amazing. It was amazing. The second one was good too. I love Revan. I love the stories of Bastila and all those characters. It's so good. It was so good. Jolie Bindu, love him. Um, yeah, it was great. And then the second one didn't have as many, but you had Kreia. Some of the Sith were pretty cool, but that led to like Darth Bane and led to some of those characters like Darth Plagueis and all that fun stuff. And that was just a lot of fun to world build. And I remember playing Shattered Empire on the 64, which in my opinion is the best system ever made. I love Shattered Empire. That's a great. That's that. For those of you who haven't played it, that's a knockoff on Han Solo's character. And he's basically got his own Millennium Falcon, and he flies around and basically does what Han Solo does. Um, and so I love that series. That was really fun. Oh, and there's just a lot of EU characters. I remember reading the Young Jedi Adventures, which is Anakin Solo and Tahiri Val, and just watching them grow up as a kid was awesome. It was like, oh man, I could be a Jedi one day. Um, and then Disney came and erased all that. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I got into comics reading Dark Horse Star Wars. So I was sad to hear Dark Horse not getting re-upped with Star Wars, and then I heard they were deleting the EU. I was like, why? Why are you doing this? Like, this is canon. You can't just erase canon. And I still think that. I still think that. So I fit the ones that they fit in there. Anyways, that's beside the point. Getting to the point. Disney is sitting on a landmine of, let's say, a gold mine of characters that they could be making movies for. Instead, they're focusing on this trilogy that's falling apart. And it's not the character's fault. Like, I liked Finn. Rey could have been a lot better. I like the character a lot, but the way both of those were played out, Poe Dameron was okay. He was basically the Rogue Squadron of the second wave, which is fine. Get rid of Biggs and you get rid of What's his name? Um, Forgetting his name right now. The other guy. You get rid of them from Rogue Squadron, and you put Finn and Poe Dameron in there, or just Poe Dameron, and that's awesome. Um, but they didn't do that. You know, there's a landmine. There's a gold mine of characters that they have that they could be doing movies on, but they're hesitant. Boba Fett, do a Boba Fett movie. Obi-Wan Kenobi, everyone wants to see an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. Do it, just do it. Ewan McGregor's ready to go. Do it. Darth Maul, we want to see Darth Maul. You can make those last two the same one, or what would be better is have Darth Maul do his own movie, and have Obi-Wan have to face something else, because that would be awesome. Kyle Katarn, awesome character. Just pull him back into canon and do a movie on him. But the big one, the biggest keg powder character they have that could sell them billions is Luke Skywalker. Why is there not a Luke Skywalker movie out? You've been doing it. So you chose Solo. It was okay. It was okay. But people want to see Luke Skywalker. Nobody asked for a Han Solo movie. We asked for a Luke Skywalker movie. Why? Because we want to see Luke Skywalker being the greatest Jedi ever. But no, Disney hasn't done it. Mark Hamill would be willing to do it. I bet you. I bet you. If you made his character awesome again, hashtag make Luke Skywalker awesome again. Sorry. If you made his character awesome again instead of ruining him like The Last Jedi did, you would sell billions of dollars off that. You want to do a new franchise? Do Luke Skywalker being the leader of the new Jedi Order. That would sell billions. Disney, what is wrong? Why can you not see this? This is what fans have been waiting for decades. For decades. Ever since I watched episode 4, 5, and 6 when I was a little kid, I was like, I'm ready for the next movie where Luke Skywalker is teaching and creating the new Jedi Order. That's been 20 years ago. 20 years for me, and imagine the people who grew up watching the original trilogy in the theaters. We want Luke Skywalker on the film as the main character. Make it happen. Instead, they talk about all this new trilogy with the guy who ruined The Last Jedi as the director for this new trilogy. I'm like, who cares about that? Nobody cares about that. Nobody wants that. Okay, maybe some people do. I mean, okay, let's just say I'd watch it if it's a Star Wars. You put a Star Wars movie in, I'm gonna go see it in theaters because it's Star Wars. I am that cheap of a fan. I will watch anything if it has the label Star Wars on it, and I bet you there are millions of other people like me who will watch anything that says Star Wars. Now we're gonna complain about it and we're gonna critique it, but we're gonna watch it. We're gonna love it. I love the prequels. I defend them. Wholeheartedly. I love Jar Jar Binks. I like Jar Jar Binks. That's a huge thing that most people don't like. I remember when people loved Star Wars Episode 1. I thought the trilogies were great. They weren't the best in that there was a lot of problems that could have been easily fixed. But they were good movies. They were still good movies, especially Episode 1, which had a solid plot, solid acting, solid CGI, solid real-life sets, kind of like the original trilogy. It had a lot more feel of the original trilogy than the other two did, which was great. And everybody complained, oh, Anakin, he's a whiny little brat, and Jar Jar Binks, he isn't funny. I thought he was hilarious, but, humor is different for different people. I understand that. But otherwise, you had like Liam Neeson, Samuel L. Jackson. You had a young Obi-Wan Kenobi played by Ewan McGregor, who was excellent at that. You had Natalie Portman. I mean, this is an all-star cast in Star Wars Episode 1, and you're telling me this is the worst movie? No. And then you had more Yoda, which we haven't had in 20 years. Like, come on now. This is a good movie. It is a good movie. It had problems, but it was a good movie. The good series overall. I loved the original trilogy. So it's saying something when you've destroyed the fandom for me to not even enjoy the new Star Wars movies. Now I went and saw all of them. I saw Rogue One in theaters. I saw Solo in theaters. I saw Episode 7 and 8 in theaters. I waited a long time for Solo and 8 because I wasn't looking forward to them, and I didn't have time for 8 because it was during the Christmas rush at work, and I just didn't have time. But you know, when you've taken away what made the fandom great, um, I just have a problem with that. Like, you know, um, but all that being said, despite all the things that are going, the way to move on is to give the fans what they want. We will pay dollar after dollar. I will go see the movie 3 or 4 times if you made Luke Skywalker the main character. No doubt about it. 3 or 4 times. I haven't seen. It's interesting when Avengers came out. I saw that stupid movie like 5 times in theaters, which is the most I've ever seen a movie in theaters. Is Avengers, the first one, and because it was amazing. And I watched several others after that 2 or 3 times, and I've kind of gotten down to just once seeing a movie just once. But if it were Star Wars and if it were really amazing, I would watch it like 5 times. Hands down. Definitely. No question in my mind. I would go watch it like 5 times. But they're not doing that. If you put an Obi-Wan movie out, I would watch that thing 5 times. And it's interesting. It's similar in the comic books. And I don't want to make this video too long. But in the comic books, we have all these characters that... Who's reading them? Like... The big one for me, Dr. Aphra. I couldn't care less about the character. She was okay as a side character for Darth Vader in the first Darth Vader run of Marvel. But to give her solo title? Why? I think they missed what was wrong, what we liked about Darth Vader. So it was interesting. They canceled Darth Vader, and then they booted up Dr. Aphra as if the reason we were doing Darth Vader was because of Dr. Aphra. Dr. Aphra didn't sell well. They're like, oh man, we made a mistake. Let's put Darth Vader out. And now Darth Vader's back, and we're reading Darth Vader. I'm like, what was going on in that briefing meeting? Like, oh, we don't need a Darth Vader title anymore. Let's jump over to Dr. Aphra because she's great. She's okay. Like, she's not a bad character. But am I gonna pay $4 a month, or $4 a month to read her solo title? No. They had a Han Solo title, and then they canceled it. I was like, why would you cancel Han Solo? Makes no sense. They had a Obi-Wan and Anakin title, which was amazing, and they canceled that. I was like, why are you canceling all these great movies? They had a Darth Maul title. Canceled that. They had a Mace Windu title, and they canceled that. I was like, what are you doing? The only ones that's been sticking is Darth Vader, which they canceled after 25 and then rebooted at number 1. I'm like, they got a Poe Dameron. I'm sure that's probably close to like a Rogue Squadron comic, so I'm sure that one sells fairly well. They have a Lando. I was like, I like Lando. I really like Lando's character, especially from the original trilogy. I love this. They loved him in the movie Solo, but I'm not really there to pick up a Lando book. Just put him in Han Solo book. I think he's better working off of Han Solo because he's not the main character. He's a side character, so he's not really strong enough to make his own book. But yeah, but somebody they could do, Finn could have his own book. Rey could have her own book. That'd be awesome. But do they do that? No, they don't. Who else do they have that they could do a comic book on? I think, well, I mean, I mentioned a whole bunch of them, but they could do some of the old some of the same people that do movies on. They could do one with Darth Revan. That thing would blow out in sales. They could do one with Darth Bane. That thing would blow out in sales. So I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing, and it's hard to tell what's actually happening over at Disney right now with Star Wars, because I've heard different people report different things, and so I guess we're just gonna have to wait and find out. But man, Disney, get your act together, because Star Wars needs to be amazing again. Star Wars is my favorite sci-fi universe of all time. Favorite movies of all time. Mark Hamill is my favorite actor of all time. Luke Skywalker is my favorite character of all time. So you've got a lot of great things going for you. Harrison Ford's my number 2 actor of all time. So I mean, there's a lot of gold that you could go into. So they did the another stupid thing. They put a series out for the guy that's the captain in Solo. They didn't put a Solo title out. They put the guy who trained him. I was like, who cares about him? Nobody. What? I'm sure somebody will read it because it's Star Wars, but why would I read that? I don't want to read that. I want to read about Han Solo. Give me Han Solo and Chewie flying around the universe smuggling stuff. That's amazing. Don't give me some random dude. I don't know. That's all I have. I'm going to cut it short there. Disney, you've got a lot of really great stuff you can do. Thrawn movies, Kyle-Katarn, Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader, Darth Maul, Darth Revan. You could do Leia. You could do a Leia movie, although you can't now. You could do a young Leia movie. You could do a new Jedi Order movie. You could do all of these movies. There's so much potential in Star Wars, and they're not doing any of it. Boba Fett. Do a Boba Fett movie already. They could really do like a Lando movie, but do it post episode 6. So make him out there. You know, I'd probably watch that. You know, I'd be interested. But Luke Skywalker, we want Luke Skywalker. That's the big one. Okay, I want Luke Skywalker, and I want R2 and 3PO in it. And somebody's got to say, I have a bad feeling about this. That's what I want in my movies. That's it. That's all I'm asking. You know, it's just that simple. It's that simple. But you're not doing it. Like, you could make billions of dollars, but we're like, oh no, we don't want to make billions of dollars. We're gonna take the things that we know are gonna make money, and we're gonna risk it on all these new things that nobody cares about. So that's what I have to say. I love Star Wars. I want it to do well, even though the EU is gone. Although, in my opinion, it's the only true universe. I can still enjoy Star Wars movies, and I want to. So please make them good, and I will catch you next time. Peace.